Junior Robinson in the house. Junior, I heard, man, this guy's not. We had Rick Mack here earlier. We need to get Junior and Rick to stand side by side. Rick is about 5'9", right? About 5'9"? 5'8", that's good. Junior, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Man, you get the numbers, and you're on the McDonald's All-American Team nominee.
Yes, sir.
You must, I mean, I heard this kid was a hard worker out of Eastern Alamance. You must really be a hard worker.
Yes, sir, I am.
How have you overcome? I mean, I've been in that small height category in my life, too. It's always kind of tough. How have you overcome this over the years?
My parents, they just kept my head on straight and told me what to do and play basketball.
Kept you working, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, your dad is Steve Robinson, right?
Yes, sir.
He's not that same Steve Robinson who used to be at Florida State years ago. Is he former Carolina assistant coach? I bet he gets asked that occasionally, too, because I first saw that name, I thought, well, maybe his dad was that Carolina assistant back in the day. How about this? What was it like when you got that recognition this week, found out you were nominated to the McDonald's All-American team to be on that squad?
I was very excited. I mean, I guess it's a great honor to be one of the few people who get to do it. I mean,
not too many in the area. I think only 6 here locally total.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got to feel good about that. Eastern Alamance Eagles, you guys are doing pretty well so far this year.
Yes, sir.
Take me back this week. I think you had 28 points going back in that game earlier this week. That was the game against Williams.
Yes, sir.
Followed up with 34 points against Eastern Guilford the next night.
Yes, sir.
How'd those games go for you this week?
They were really good. Monday we played pretty good as a team, and yesterday Tuesday night we had.
You beat correct me if I'm wrong. I think you beat a tougher opponent on Tuesday. Eastern Guilford a bit tougher than Williams.
Yes, we were actually down by 5 at halftime.
Did you have any trouble? You got to be honest with me. I mean, this is Junior Robinson, not Junior Robinson. Did you have any trouble with the other Robinsons on that Eastern Guilford team? Those guys pose any problems for you?
They pose a lot of problems for us.
Caleb's pretty good. Andrew, his younger brother, he played against the Southwest Guilford team, I think, last Friday night. Andrew, the younger one, between the two, but you can't sort of tell who's younger or older. They both got beards.
Yeah.
You don't say that often, kids in high school. But anyway, the younger Andrew, very good shooter.
Yeah, they knocked down a couple of threes, a couple of big threes that they needed. So, I mean, they're a pretty good team that we beat. So, I mean, I'm glad we got the win.
I bet your speed and quickness are key assets for you too. You got to be one of the quicker players, I bet, in the state. Because you were all state last year, right?
Yes, sir.
And 5'7".
Yes, sir.
Do you get any detractors sometimes? People have initially say this guy's 5'7". I mean, this guy's not going to be on this all-conference, but you made all these teams.
Yes, sir, I have.
How do you put those detractors, those people, those negative people, put them aside? Get them out of the way.
I just play basketball.
You must love it too. You've been playing since you were, about 4 or 5 years old?
Yes, sir.
First team you played for, who was that team?
I can't remember.
Was that a team down around Mebane in that home area?
No, it was a team in Burlington, I remember. I think
was that now?
A team out of Mebane, I remember.
Gotcha. Back in the Mebane days. Now you were like 4 or 5 years old.
Yes, sir.
Always playing guard? Were you real tall back for a younger kid playing center?
I was playing guard when I was young.
Always been the guard.
Yes,
point
sir.
guard? You can't be the 2 guard. You got to be the point guard.
I played sometimes 1 and 2.
Yeah. You must get the ball to the basket pretty quick too.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir, I do.
I was asking Rick about that earlier. Rick Mack from Southwest Guilford, getting that ball to the basket. Now, when you take that ball to the hole, how do you overcome the fact there are going to be some big arms, some big bodies? I mean, there are going to be tough people in there. How do you overcome that fact, get that ball to the rack?
I either use my jumping ability. I can dunk at 5'7", so.
You could dunk. Who was your big inspiration? Did you ever? I mean, you almost seem like maybe a ancestor of Bugsy Bogues in some ways, or Spud Webb maybe even.
My dad in his high school days, he could dunk too. So.
Your dad's smaller also?
Yes, sir.
5'7", you can dunk.
Yes, sir.
When did you dunk for the first time? Do you remember where it was at?
I think it was at the gym that I work out at, Sellers Gun. We were in there messing around. I was like, let me try it. So once I threw it off the backboard and dunked it.
Put it off the backboard and grabbed it and slammed it through. How long ago was that?
It was, I think, last year.
So you rolled with it last year. This is your senior this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Mount St. Mary's. That's the college you're looking to attend. What can you tell us about Mount St. Mary's? Where is Mount St. Mary's? Give us some ideas about this school.
Mount St. Mary's is in Maryland. They play a good schedule each year. Like this year, they played Michigan State, Penn State, all those big major schools. They play pretty fast.
And you said they're in Maryland, right?
Mm-hmm.
What city you get in Maryland?
Emmitsburg.
Gotcha. Because I know it was a Loyola, Maryland. A kid here from town. We talked about it earlier. Julius Brooks attended there, but this is Mount St. Mary's. Going to be in Maryland. Talk about. Are you thinking about that college working on? Or are you thinking about high school? Is it all high school right now for you?
I mean, right now I want to finish the high school, get high school basketball out of the way, then think about college.
You guys have had a lot of success the past couple of years. Eastern Alamance. You guys had good teams.
Yes, sir.
Do you look to win the conference again this year?
Yes, sir. I'd love to.
What was it like last year? Because I got some information. I was reading about you a little bit. You guys actually made the trip, I think, to Oxford Webb, went up against Isaiah Hicks. Alamance and Oxford Webb last year in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. We did. We made it to the semifinal, regional semifinal, and played Oxford Webb. They beat us by 9, which is a pretty good game.
Who was the toughest team you've been facing in the Mid-State 3A the past couple of years? In your conference, who's been the toughest team?
I say Northern and Eastern Guilford.
Northern. Have you gone up against Northern already?
Yes, sir.
How'd you guys do against them?
They beat us by 1 at the very beginning of the season. Our very first game, they beat us by 1.
I think I saw that game today. I was looking back on Max Preps. How about the McCain kid? Remember him, Jeray McCain? Mm-hmm. Good little guard, huh?
Yes, sir.
How about the other kid? I think it's Marcus Curry.
Yeah, Marcus. He can score. He can score pretty fast.
Good competition with those guys.
Yes, sir.
Who are your key teammates that help you out? This is Junior Robinson with us from Eastern Alamance. He's been nominated to the McDonald's All-American team. This is Basketball in Focus, James Ribshack for a Thursday. The court report on your team, the teammates that help you out. Because I know a couple of games when you had to 28, had to 34, you had some other teammates keep those numbers in too for you.
I mean, I have a whole variety of teammates. I have a sophomore, John Lamont, a junior, Malcolm Summers. I have another sophomore, Jacob Mann, another senior, Joey Lanier. Then our bench contributes a lot.
So a lot of good support this year on your team.
Yes, sir.
How far can this team go this year? Can you guys? Because I think you guys have won the conference 2 out of the past 3 years.
Yes, sir, we have. And I think we can make a good run in the playoffs.
What makes Eastern Alamance a good basketball school? Because in the past, I wouldn't think a lot of people, the majority in the overall area, people around Mebane may have been hearing about it, but people in the general area, large area, would say Eastern Alamance, that's a football school with Coach Kirby. He's got that great football. They won a state championship one year somewhere down the road, went to the finals. But how about becoming a basketball school?
We play as a team. We play as a family. We're just on a team. We're a family. So we do everything together. So we have that good team chemistry to play together.
And you're the team leader.
Yes, sir.
Are you the captain?
Yes, sir.
It's tough, man. 5'7". What do you probably weigh? About 130?
140.
140. Hey, I don't want to cut you. I want to slice you that 10 pounds there. That's not bad though. 140. You carry it well, and you can dunk.
Yes, sir.
Now you told me you dunked last year, and that was just working out, moving around. What about in a game? Have you dunked in a game?
This year, at the beginning of the season in the game.
Was that the Northern Guilford game?
It was against Western Alamance.
Western Alamance. So Western Alamance, they're not the toughest team in the conference, no. Eastern Alamance is probably let's break it down, because I broke it down last week on the website. You've got Northern, I think they're now 5-1, because they lost to somebody this week. McMichael beat them. How about this? I'm going to jump around a lot of places. How about this guy Quan Mims up at McMichael? Good ball player.
He can put it in. He's a great scorer.
Probably going to be between you and him, maybe for Player of the Year in the conference, I would think.
Yes, sir.
Is he a big player, small player? What size guy is he?
He's probably an inch or two taller than me.
So he's not that tall either.
Yes, sir.
Got some good small guards in this conference, because the McCain kid at Northern's not all that tall either.
He's not either.
So it's going to be between Eastern Alamance, Northern Guilford, Eastern Guilford, I guess, and who else for this conference battle?
Northeast.
Northeast seems like they're struggling a little bit right now.
We play them this Friday, actually. Tomorrow, actually.
Playing them tomorrow.
Yes,
it's
sir.
your place or their place?
Their place.
Yeah, because you've been at home a couple of times this week already, so you'll be on the road tomorrow night at Northeast. That should be an interesting game, too, because they've got that kid, Colby Martin. I don't know what Colby will do tomorrow night, but they've got the kid who loves that outside three-point shot. I know you've probably seen Colby before.
I haven't seen him play.
You'll see him tomorrow night for sure, no doubt about that. Northeast, pretty quick team. Take care, Rick Mack. Take care, Ben. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. See those guys in the future. That's a couple of guys from Southwest Guilford. But back to the big game tomorrow night against Northeast. Northeast has got the big, tall kid, Todd Withers, the big Withers kid on the inside. You guys are going to definitely have to defend against him.
Yeah. We just have to shell off and play good help defense, and hopefully he misses a few. We can get every round and push.
They don't have the Jeremy Harris kid this year. You remember him from last year, too, probably. The kid who went over to Page.
Sure.
Do you get to play with any of these guys on travel teams? Are you hooked up with some of these guys on travel teams in the summer? Some guys around here, or maybe some guys in the area?
The guys I play with are from Raleigh, the Raleigh
area.
So the guys, but Todd, he played on the AU team from my area. So we played against him this year.
Gotcha. So you've had some pretty good competition on AAU over the years, too, then?
Yes, sir.
5'7". Again, Junior Robinson with us. He was All-State last year. He was the Player of the Year in the conference, I guess, last year. He's done all those things for Eastern Alamance. Eastern Alamance became a basketball school. Take us back. When you were growing up as a little kid, you grew up in Mebane, right?
I grew up actually in Graham, in that area.
In that area. But you remember back in the day that guy who was in at Eastern, James Owen Curry.
That's my cousin.
Is that right?
Yes,
so you guys actually related?
Yes, sir.
Put money on that. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So you got it in your blood then.
Yes, sir.
He must be playing pro basketball somewhere now.
I think he's overseas.
Yeah, because he had it all lined up for North Carolina. Didn't work out at North. I think he may have went out toward Oklahoma somewhere and played.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Did you watch James Owen back in the day when you were younger?
I did.
Had to learn a lot from watching him.
I did. He could put it in the basket.
Do you ever get any people who've watched Eastern Alamance for a lot of years, watching your basketball team, kind of make some maybe some comparisons, maybe back to you guys' game as far as scoring goes?
They never make any comparisons, but they say we have one of the best teams that they've ever seen now this year.
So your team this year probably is kind of comparative in some ways to how good their team was back in the day. Because he would go out some nights and score like 50 points and all kinds of crazy numbers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he could score. I mean, he just flat out score the ball.
James Unker, who's the best basketball player, maybe in high school years, over your high school years watching? Who's maybe the best basketball player you've probably ever seen? Probably seen quite a few.
I've seen a lot. So, I mean, I couldn't say it's the best, but I've seen quite a few.
Who's your favorite college player or college team?
It was North Carolina. But then, as I got older, I just fell away from having a favorite team.
So you always followed them back when you were younger then. Any favorite players on the Carolina teams back in the days?
Ty Lawson.
Ty Lawson, yeah, that's a good selection right there. I remember watching that guy when he was with Oak Hill, Mount Wilson, Virginia. He come to the Coliseum back when he was in high school. He didn't play any defense. None of those guys did. They played all, it was like, all offense. But then he got to Carolina. He actually learned how to play defense. Had to change his game. I bet that helped him make his money when he got to the pros too.
Yeah. I think I saw him play twice when he was at Oak Hill. So.
You still watch Carolina these days? Keep
I
up
do
with the
watch
Heels?
them. I do watch them. They're struggling right now.
Yeah, they're struggling right now. They got the Nate Britt kid at point guard, and then they've got the Page kid, Marcus Page, at the 2 guard. But for some reason, they're missing something somewhere.
I think missing PJ is hurting them too.
It hurts them a lot. And I think as far as McAdoo goes, James Michael McAdoo's playing okay, but I don't think he's ever emerged. Talked about this a little bit more before in the old days. I don't think he's become a franchise player they thought he was going to be.
No, I don't think he has either.
And I think going back his family, your dad probably remembers all these guys. He's down from Mebane in that area. But I remember James Michael McAdoo's dad. I think it's Ronnie McAdoo, grew up in Hillsboro. Hillsboro basketball there too. Got a lot of connections.
Yeah, I think my dad might know him.
You guys got a lot of good basketball down in your backyard, down in that area there.
Oh yes, sir.
How about Southern Alamance? Keep up with those guys any?
I know a lot of people that go to Southern Alamance.
Let's have a guard matchup. We've got Junior Robinson on this end, 1-on-1. We've got Shaylin Burnett on this end, 1-on-1. The big battle. Who wins that one?
I'll win that battle.
You've run into Shay over there. You know who Shay is,
yes,
right?
I do.
She's a good girls basketball player.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, you've probably seen her going up over the years.
I think they play. Yeah, they play tonight actually.
Yeah,
against Williams girls.
They're going to play Williams girls. Wow, that's a good matchup. You something to think about it for a second. If you don't catch yourself like you should catch yourself, you think, well, you think about the Williams boys team, but the girls matchup. Last time I checked, I know Southern Alamance 12-0 girls, and Williams was at least 10-0 a while
They're
back.
undefeated too.
They're still undefeated. Wow, and that's a matchup tonight.
Yes, sir.
That's when the women's game could actually give you a little bit more basketball kicking in the gear than the men's game could.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a big, and they're playing tonight. Do you know where that game's being played at?
I'm not exactly sure.
Wow, that's a major matchup. Major matchup. Williams versus Southern Alamance tomorrow night. It's got Southeast Guilford because it's at Southern Alamance tomorrow night. Wow. Junior Robinson with us from Eastern Alamance. What's the goal for the rest of this season? What all you guys want to do? I know you want to get back in the state playoffs again. You want to win the conference, and you guys have had success doing that before. What do you want to do the rest of this year?
We think as a team that we're good enough to win the state. I mean, we think we should go far in the playoffs and win the state tournament.
What's your goal for next year when you get to Mount St. Mary's? What's the goals going for those things?
I haven't thought about that, but now that you think about it, I think I want to be able to go to NCAA tournament my first year as a college player.
In the back of your head, somewhere back there, you still thinking maybe, I know Mount St. Mary's is there, it's ready. That's your deal. You got that lined up. Are you still thinking that things could get a little better, maybe get a little more pump here or there? Maybe you still might have a shot for another school?
Yes, sir.
You've locked it in, Mount St. Mary's.
Yes, sir.
So we don't need to call, I was going to call Coach Williams after the game. Don't need to call him. Don't need to be calling Coach K or calling Bez Zellick away forward. You're pretty well settled on Mount St. Mary's then.
Yes, sir.
Got you lined up good. Want to be sure before I start back all those crazy phone calls, yeah. But Junior Robinson with us, Lamont Junior Robinson. What is it like when you get in a ball game? I mean, kind of break down the flow of the game for you once you get in that game. Is it a fast-paced game for you, or do you slow it down and kind of run that game for the team? What's your game style like? I'm trying to visualize watching you play.
When I play, it can be the fastest-paced game, but I can make it the slowest pace in my head so I can see everything and see everything.
Kind of change the gears down, huh?
Sure.
Slow that game down in your mind. How do you get off to a good start in the game? Kind of get the scoring going.
A lot of ways. Either I'm knocking down a three to start the game off with, or I'm getting there setting it up for my teammate, or I'm hitting a floater, or anything, getting fouled.
Do you ever take a bank shot?
I do if I have to.
Yeah.
But most of my points, I'm around the top of the key.
Just kind of wonder if you ever needed a bank shot just to try to get your game going, try to get that get it started.
I haven't really shot a bank shot in a while.
You know what? You probably use that backboard on some of those layups. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Left side layup, right side layup, both are equal for you as far as laying those in.
Yes, sir.
Skill level is good.
Yes, sir.
Outside shot, what's your range like outside from that 3-point range?
2, 3, 4 steps behind the line.
That far back? Wow. College range, then I would say.
Yes, sir.
Do you like it better when you take it longer?
I mean, it doesn't matter. 3 is a 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It counts the same way either way.
Yes, sir.
What do you need to get your 3-point shot set up? Do you need a little space? Do you need a screen? Or you like to go against the defender? And what's the best way?
Either way, any way I can get it. I mean, if I got to come down to the dribble and get it, I can do it that way. If I have a man in my face and I need to create a little space, I can do it that way. If I got to have a screen, I can have it that way. So,
so you're 5'7", weighing about 140 pounds. Your teammates are setting you up a lot of times with the picks, the screens, kind of get you in shape for a good shot. How about yourself? You lay that screen out there too?
I set the screens. I set good screens for my teammates.
How about your coach? Talk about him a little bit, what he's meant to this team over the past couple of years. Because there was a coach here a couple of years ago, and you may not remember this guy, but for some reason, this guy's name sticks out in my mind. I think his name was John Moon.
I knew Coach Moon. He was there my freshman year.
Was he? I thought he was the guy for a while at Eastern. He was probably there back in the James Owen Curry days.
He resigned my freshman year, actually.
He stepped down.
Yes.
What about your coach right now? Tell us about him, what he means to
Coach
this team.
Jay McPherson, he's a great coach. I mean, he lets us, he gives us freedom on the court. He tells us what we need to do and get us where we need to be in. So, I mean, he doesn't really coaches that much because he knows that I can get us in any offense that we need to be in to set my teammates up to score, get me to score. But sometimes, he takes over when he has
to. So he kind of lets you guys play your game.
Yes,
he knows what you can do. Doesn't try to overcoach them.
No, sir.
What about your teammates? You talked about some earlier. How big are some of your team? You got some big guys on this team?
We have Joey Lanier. He's a senior. He's about 6'5", 6'6".
So he's the big man in the middle.
Yes. We have Jacob Mann, who's about 6'3". Mm-hmm. We have John Lamont, who's 6 foot, and Malcolm Summers, who's a junior. He's a running back for our football team too. He plays. He's about 5'9", 5'10".
Got any other small guys like yourself?
We have a freshman. He's like 5'2".
5'2", and he can play.
Yes, sir.
Can he go?
He can go.
Wow. Are you kind of mentoring him a little bit?
Yes.
That's your man. What's his name?
His name is Trey Thompson.
Trey Thompson. He might be the Junior Robinson of the future for Eastern Alamance.
Hope so.
Do you love watching it? I mean, it's kind of fun probably watching that little guy. Somebody actually smaller than you out there playing ball.
Oh, yeah. I always help him out, let him know some of the things to do, what not to do, stuff like that.
We talked about guys like Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, all these different small players in the past. Have you seen any of these small players you've watched over the years that kind of helped you develop your game a little bit? Was there anything like that anybody could follow?
I used to like watching Earl Boykins.
Who's that?
Earl Boykins.
Earl Boykins. Earl sure do, yeah.
I used to like watching Earl Boykins because he gets scored in a lot of ways. He always set his teammates up. And he was nothing about 5'6", 5'7".
And Boykins had a pretty good run in the NBA too.
Yes, he did.
Probably you saw him on TV. But that James Owen Curry connection, that cousin of James Owen Curry, Junior Robinson, that's still an interesting connection there.
Yeah.
Do you guys still, like you said, keep in contact? Hear from him occasionally?
From time to time, I talk to him and see him, but I don't really talk to him that much.
How strong are you? I know you've got to be strong to go up against these big players and these tough players in your league, in the Mid-State 3A, and then get into the playoffs, maybe go for that state championship. How strong is Junior Robinson? Does he hit the weights?
Oh, yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do. I can bench press 185 a few times.
That's not too bad. 185.
For my size. I've been taking it off a little bit because I haven't been able to get to the gym. But once basketball season ends, I'm gonna go back.
And you and I talked earlier this week. I think you'd been to the gym. It was here you go back. I remember this like it was yesterday, but it was 2 or 3 days earlier. Sunday afternoon we talked to get set up for the show tonight. You'd been to the gym working out that day.
Yes, sir. I was in there shooting with my basketball trainer, BJ Timmons.
BJ Timmons. He's a former Cummins player.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember that Timmons name from Burlington Cummins.
Yes, sir.
How old is he now?
I think he's
20s?
31.
Wow, 31 years old. I remember him at Burlington Cummins back in the day. They had some great basketball teams back then.
Yes, they did.
We were talking about Terrell Leach here earlier tonight. Guy was at Southwest. They had a kid at Cummings for about a year or two, JT Terrell. Remember him?
I know JT.
Heck of a ball player.
Yes.
Heck of a ball player because he went on to play down in Charlotte. He went there for like 1 year. Then he went to Wake Forest. He may now be at Southern Cal.
Yes, he's at USC now.
Yeah, good ball player.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about Sunday. You said, did you mention earlier Sellers Gym? You work out there some too?
Sellers Gun.
Sellers Gun.
Yes. Yes, sir.
That's a school, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it used to be Burlington Sellers back in the old days. Sellers Gun. And they've got a gymnasium, that's where you do most of your workout.
Yes, sir.
Well, I was coming out of my Sunday workout, and I taught you too, but I was shooting outside. So I only could use one hand Sunday, and that hand got extremely numb Sunday afternoon in that cold, wet weather. That's crazy, but that's part of the game. Sometimes you got to get your shots in on Sunday. You got to get them in somewhere. I take Guilford College outdoor goal, shot on the far end, and shot I think with just one hand because I had to keep that hand in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's how you shoot outdoors. Any minute all inside.
When I can, I shoot outdoors. I have a goal outside my house, so I shoot out there sometimes.
Gotcha. You haven't been out in this cold weather shooting outdoors even this week.
It's too cold.
It's probably good in this cold weather, this crazy week you guys have had weather-wise, to be having games. Games make things happen, right?
Yes, sir.
Time goes so much quicker. The games make it all come together. It's even better when you're winning.
Yes, sir.
You get a Monday night win, a Tuesday night win. You guys had last night off. Talking with us here, Exchange Rib Shack on a Thursday. Basketball in focus. The court report with Junior Robinson, Eastern Alamance. Big game tomorrow night at Northeast Guilford.
Yes.
It's going to be a loud crowd in there.
Yes, sir. It is.
They get into that Northeast Guilford basketball. They've got a pretty good coach over there too, Coach Curtis Hunter.
Yes, sir.
Probably seen him around over the years.
I have.
Former Tar Heel player.
Yes, sir.
I think he's probably coached some of that AAU circuit too, maybe over the summers.
I think he has.
If you had to coach a team one year in one day, if you became a coach, how would you instruct and work your players?
I start off with a lot of running. I want my team in shape. Be able to run up and down the court all game. Push the ball.
If you're conditioned, you can go there, right?
Yes, sir.
So push the ball too.
Yes, sir.
Up and down the court.
Yes, sir.
Fast breaking right and left.
As soon as they score, get out and go.
And get back on defense.
Yes.
Does it ever make you mad when your teammates don't get back on defense?
Yes, sometimes. I do it myself sometimes too. So.
You mess up sometimes?
Sometimes.
You're kind of like Jabari Parker. Then Jabari Parker said in the paper, his headline was, "I'm human too. I make mistakes."
Yes.
So sometimes Junior does not get back on defense like he should.
Sometimes.
And is it Coach McPherson?
Yes, sir.
He tells Junior, "You better get your butt back there and get the shape
I
and
know.
get ready."
I look at him and I say, "My bad."
Hey.
Tap my chest. My bad.
You run that team, right?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been the main man? I mean, you're 5'7". You're probably smaller a couple of years ago than you are now. How long have you been the centerpiece of this team, you think?
Since my freshman year. I started my freshman year.
9th grade.
Yes, sir.
It's like a kid gets his driver's license. They give you the keys to your car. You've been running this program since you're in 9th grade.
Yes, sir.
Were you 5'7" back then, or maybe smaller?
I was probably barely 5 foot, 5'1" maybe.
5'1". And you were the point guard running the show back your freshman year. Started every year.
Yes, sir. Second game of the year, my freshman year, I had the game winner shot against Southern.
Against Southern Alamance?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's huge. You've run that show since the very beginning then.
Yes, sir.
Would have loved to have seen some of your games back then. Interesting stuff. Mount St. Mary's is going to get you next year. What do you know about their program? Getting ready to go off to college next year. What do you know about them?
They're a pretty good program. I mean, they had having their ups and downs right now, but they've started to pick it up now. I think it's Norfolk State. I think they won by 20 against them.
It's not bad. That's an MEAC team, I think.
Yes, sir.
Same league as NCAA, Norfolk State.
Yes, sir. They point guard. He's a senior this year. I think they have 3 seniors. They're playing one towards ACL. I think he's going to come back next year.
What about that? That's something that kind of jumps up occasionally, too. How have you been able to avoid the injury bugs over the years? Have you had any of those injury problems?
Freshman year, actually, I sprained my ankle real bad to a point I could barely walk at one point, so I still played on it.
Still played?
Still played.
Who's the trainer?
I had to go to a physical therapist. His name was Barkley Ballard.
Did that guy give you that big, tight wrap?
He did everything. He was like, he went, I go every day and he'd call our trainer at school, his name is Sean Jones. He'd call him every day, look, you gotta tape his foot up, let him, if he wants to play, he can play.
Did you soak it before the games, ice it down before games, or after?
I said after the game.
After games. I know some guys I've seen in the past, they'll ice it down before the game, get the swelling down as much as they can. They can put that real tight wrap on it, get it real tight.
Before the games, I put my ankle brace on, they would tightly wrap my foot, and I couldn't take my shoe off after the game.
Good move.
So I had to sit there we'd go have shooting around before a girls game. I had to sit there through the whole girls game with this tight shoe on.
Kept that shoe right in there. No take shoe off after that.
No, sir.
Wrapped and ready to go.
Yes, sir.
But you didn't miss any games?
No, sir. I missed. Nope. No, sir, I didn't.
Wow. Freshman year straight through and not missed a game then. Give me this number here. This is a good number. We got 1,000 points already. You're going for 2,000.
Yes, sir.
We got people in the area. We had Paris Key at Page, good player there. She's going to Vanderbilt. She just hit 1,000, I guess, end of last year. We got Kara Shutt down at Southeast. She's supposed to be, I think she needed 13 points to get 1,000. She hit for 9. Maybe that night she needs about 4. But those people are going for 1,000. I'm reading about people all the time. This guy's going to hit 1,000, but you're going for 2,000.
Yes, sir.
How far away from your 2,000 point mark?
I'm at 1853 right now.
1853. 153, just a few points away, less than 200 away from the big 2,000 mark.
Yes, sir.
When you hit 1,000, I mean, they do fist a lot of players. Did they stop the game and give you the ball?
We waited till our next home game to.
So you hit it on the road?
No, I hit it at home, but we waited till the next. We had a away game and the next home game. We came back and did the ceremony that next.
Did a little ceremony, gave you the basketball.
He gave me a plaque.
Plaque. That's nice. That's nice. When you hit 2,000, what's that going to be like? That's almost unheard of.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be like.
What would you say? I mean, we're asking a lot of questions, a lot of basketball talk with Junior Robinson. What do you think your average has been over the past several years? What do you think you've averaged a game? Because you got to have a decent average, a very strong average to get to that 2,000 point mark.
I think it's around 19-ish, 20-ish, somewhere in that area.
About 19 or 20 a game. Does that count all the years?
That's all my years.
Wow. Since a freshman, right around 20 points a game. What'd you average last year, you remember?
Average 22.
22 a game last year. This year, you're probably, what, about 25 a game?
I'm at 21, I think. Or
20. Yeah, I saw that. Don't tell me I'm wrong. I saw it because I looked at the max reps. You were 21.8 points a game. There you go. Looked him up the other day. Sure did. Because I was doing some of the conference numbers. Probably for your school, we're probably lucky because you guys probably keep things updated.
Yes, sir.
Some of those schools, they're not updating the numbers on max reps. You may catch a guy occasionally he's showing maybe 3 games, averaging 27 a game. That's not true numbers there. You know what I'm saying there?
Yes, sir.
That's good stuff, though. Right at 20 points a game over all your years at Eastern Alamance. What are these coaches going to do when Junior Robinson's gone? I mean, we got this new kid, the freshman, the 5'2" guy coming along, but when you're gone, it's going to be a different story there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they'll breed him in to have to run the program.
Yeah, yeah. Has it meant a lot to you to have played for Eastern Alamance all these years?
Yes, sir. All 4 years, yes, sir.
You wouldn't trade it maybe to have gone somewhere else then?
No, sir.
Because some would say, man, I would have rather been maybe, I don't know, what other school in Alamance County. Maybe Eastern Alamance is the king right now. Maybe there's not another school they'd want to go to, boys basketball. It wouldn't be Williams because they're down right now. It wouldn't be Western, they're down. It wouldn't be Southern because they're just average. Because you remember Jonathan Lloyd,
yes, sir.
He's left and gone to Duke, so they don't have a whole lot left there. It probably wouldn't be Cummins is not bad.
No, they're not bad.
Cummins has had good teams.
Yes, sir.
But for you, Eastern Alamance has been a stop.
Yes, sir.
What do you like about Mebane as a hometown?
I like it because all the fans out there, they come to see you play and they support you, everything. So, I mean.
So you can tell us now, without a doubt, Eastern Alamance is a true basketball school.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Junior, what's the plan for the rest of this year? Kind of lay out the map for us, what you want to do this senior season, breaking down kind of our final touches on the Shane's Rib Shack, basketball in focus, the court report tonight. Kind of give us the idea what you want to do the rest of the way for this year.
I plan on getting player of the year in the conference.
Well, you got to get that. And plus, people would say, doggone, this guy's trying to take everything. Well, you've got to have goals. That's number one. Go ahead.
I want to get that. I want to get back on the all-state team, back on the all-district team, and I want our team to win the conference and the conference tournament. I want us to win the rest of the way out.
Yep, finish strong, get to the state tournament, and get past. Last year, you guys made it down to Oxford Webb. You want to get beyond that this year, too.
Sir.
Our buddies from Southwest Guilford, their deal was they want to get past the second round in the tournament. Because they've been saying the past few years they've been getting the second round. After that, they've been getting knocked out. That's got to be a goal. You want to get deep in the playoffs.
Yes. I want to get past the 4th round this year.
Get past the 4th round this year. If you could bring a state basketball championship to Mebane, to Eastern Alamance, what do you think that would mean to you and your school and to the area, the city there?
Well, it'd be our second one because we won one in 1991.
1991?
That's the last time we won one.
Wow, that's some history. Now, you got the history. Give me another hand. That's good to have your history, man. I like that. Gosh, I wish we could go back and find out who some of the players were in that 1991 team.
It was the coach at Southern, Anthony Noel.
Noel, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Tyrone Satterfield.
Tyrone Satterfield, okay.
This guy named Derek Mann. His son, Jacob Mann, he plays on our team.
Gotcha. So you know some of the history behind that club then.
Yes, sir.
That Anthony Noel, he's at Southern Alamance?
Yes, sir. He's a coach.
What did I'm trying to remember where he went to college, Bob. There was a David Noel. He played at Carolina, but 2 different people, I guess, there. Wow. 1991 Eastern Alamance won it all.
Yes.
3A school back then.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Trying to bring that title back again in 2014.
Yes, sir.
I tell you, it's been a pleasure, Junior, to have you with us on the program. Shane's Rib Shack, McDonald's All-American nominee. Did the TV people come see you when you got that nomination?
I had a game that day, so
you were playing that night. That was what, Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was the night you guys were victorious and beat
Eastern Guilford.
Eastern Guilford, beat the Wildcats. That was at your place, right?
Yes, sir.
Beat Eastern. You've been busy with a lot of games lately, anyway.
Yes, sir. We've had 4 games in 6 days.
4 games in 6 days, and how many have you won so far?
We won them all.
Everything.
Yes.
Did that go back to last Friday?
Yes, Yes, sir.
Who'd you guys play last Friday? Out of memory.
Moorhead.
Moorhead. You beat them.
Yes, sir.
So you beat Moorhead, you beat Williams, and you beat Eastern Guilford. 3 straight conference wins. And tomorrow night you're going to beat Northeast Guilford, right?
Hopefully. We hope so.
You really need that game in a bad way. I know Northeast needs it too, but I think they're coming off a loss last night to High Point Central, so they're kind of on a little bit of a skid right now themselves. Well, we got to get out of Shane's Rib Shack for a Thursday. Junior, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
If you need anything, let us know. We can do to help publicize you with the website, work we'll do for you. Anything we can to try to help you out. It's fun to see a guy, 5'7", all-state basketball player, going for a state championship this year, trying to bring it back to Mebane and Eastern Alamance first time since 1991.
Yes, sir.
What kind of classes do you take? What's that academic schedule like for you?
It's pretty tough. I mean, I have 3 core classes this semester, so I mean, I have to fit that in my schedule with going into next year because I know
Got to get ready for college then, yeah.
college is going to be just as tough.
What do you think you'd major in college? Have you thought that far ahead yet?
I'm thinking about sports medicine.
Sports medicine?
Yes.
You should, because you hurt your ankle that time and that guy was showing all that taping, man. You got to be ready to break that down.
Yes, sir.
That's the way to go, and you'll make good money at sports medicine too.
Yes, sir.
Man, good future to you, Junior.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Did you have any problem finding the place tonight?
No, sir, I didn't.
Good deal. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to see a young man like Junior Robinson, James Rib Shack for a Thursday night. Super job on his part. I'm a Northeast Guilford follower to Thunder East or Guilford Academy. I'm pulling for you guys tomorrow night.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna cross ties, go for you guys. Thank you, Junior.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.